Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. We're gonna start off the day with some permanent bracing. So Greg's getting wind ties cut up. Those are the framing members that go at the bottom chord of the truss from end column to end column. I'm gonna go ahead and get working on our, what we call kickers. They're a diagonal bracing that goes from the lower bottom chord on the end wall up to the upper chord on the top of the truss on the first truss in. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I'm working on the kickers up in the trusses, and with this building, since our bottom chord is also raised with the elevation, it's got that raised bottom chord, 212 pitch. It's not as easy as just coming in and getting a rise run dimension. I've got to do a little bit extra math, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to use the same math that I shared with you guys in the previous video. The only difference with this one is that it's not a simple square that I have to figure out. I've got to do a little bit extra math because the bottom chord of my truss is also going up as it goes in towards the peak. So I got to figure that dimension out at each post location. So back to the calculator. 7, 10 and a half, 7 foot, 9 inch, 3/4, run, rise, diagonal pitch, 19. 12, 5 and a half run. See if that's right. Pretty easy. Once you know the formulas, you can figure out the math pretty quickly, especially using a calculator. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Martinez, make sure I'm at 12 inches on one side, 3 7/16 on the other, and just like that, boom, I've got the pitch that I want to cut these at. I absolutely love this square. It is a shame that Mark decided to not keep making it because of the cost. It's a $500 tool. Before you move, Greg, I'm going to give you this to check, okay? Okay. Okay. Even though mathematically, I already know it's right because math never lies. Got it? Yep. Looks pretty good, huh? You need to go out a little on that side?
Yeah, it looks like it. But yeah, I would say that is correct.
So now the importance of that kicker being what I think perfect is because we want as much material seated against that truss. We don't want, you know, a bad angle cut and then it barely even touching the truss. Like, we want it nice against that truss so that we can fasten it and that it's as strong as possible. So that's where I think the mathematics comes into place to make sure that it's perfect. And when you do the correct math, if, let's say, it does not look like it's seating properly, that could mean that your roof is out of plumb to your wall and it could be leaning a little bit, hence changing the angle of what it should be. So I like to do math not only because I think it's easy once you know the formulas, but also it's a way to double check your work because math never lies. So we just had these trusses dropped off from our truss supplier, and you might be wondering, what the heck are they for? You guys already have the building entirely framed. Well, let me show you what these are going to be used for. So if you look up on this truss right there, you see that gusset plate, or I should say lack of gusset plate. So our truss manufacturer, I called them, said, hey, there's a gusset plate missing. So the engineer drew up a fix for that one missing gusset plate, and it involves us sandwiching almost half of that truss, 2 of them, 1 on each side, about 16 foot wide, on both sides of that truss, just for that one little missing gusset plate. I'm not an engineer. I would have assumed that if I would have taken some 1/2 inch plywood, sandwiched it with just the bottom chord, it probably would be just fine. I just can't rightly do that. If somebody gave me a fix that they're standing behind with a signature saying this is what we authorize you to do and we will stand behind it, I gotta do it. I gotta do it as a business owner. I probably wouldn't do it if it was my own, but that's what me and Greg are gonna do. So we get this job packet from our truss supplier, and it has in it the information that we need in order to make the fix. Now, what we have to do is on the top chord, 2 rows spaced at 8 inches on center, and on the bottom chord, 3 rows spaced 4 inches on center, Greg. 3 rows, every 4 inches, 3 screws. Are you serious? Yeah, 2x4 web members, every 8 inch, 2x10 top chord, 8 inches, 2 rows, and bottom chord, 3 rows, 4 inches. Holy crap. Okay, so behind me, we've got all of the lag screws in the pattern that they've asked us to do on the bottom chord, the intermediate webs. I still have to do a 2-row, 8-inch on center pattern on the top, I think it was. I can't remember. I'm gonna go ahead and set some of them in temporarily with my triple hammer. I am not gonna murder it by trying to put all of these in right now. That's not good for it, and I'll bring a 3/8 socket tomorrow for an impact wrench. That's made for more or less that heavy duty application. See, that didn't really suck them together. Okay, they could be done from either side, so you could stagger them on each side. I think I better do that. This would be miserable without hearing protection. It's miserable as it is with hearing protection. Oh my. I wonder how the fest tool would do, Greg. I guess we're gonna try it right now. Plenty of power, no speed. So you can see this is the sheet I get, and it's showing the repair truss right here in the shaded out area. And then they highlighted for me what I needed to do. Top row, I need to do 2 rows spaced 8 foot on center. So I just can't believe the number of screws that are going through here. 72, 80, 88. All right, that is good enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these for now. It's not going anywhere. Good Lord, I don't think it was going anywhere even without this, but I'm not an engineer, and it's not my job to put that on paper and say that this will be the fix or not. So this provides me the ability to not have the liability if something were to ever go wrong and this truss were to break under snow load, wind load, or whatever. So this is what they said. This is what I'm gonna do. All right, we got the coil roofing nailer from DeWalt out on site for the first time, and this is what me and Greg are really excited for. I thought he was actually gonna try to beat me up and use it, but unfortunately for him, I'm gonna use it first, Greg.
You've already used it.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
Don't forget it. Because we don't really care about asphalt shingles. However,
putting the trim on, that's nice.
Yeah. Oh man. For doing this sort of thing, it does not get. Here, go ahead, Greg, hit one. I know you want to.
I'll hit on the next one.
You lost your chance now. Mine now, forever. Sure you want to try it? All right, let's just see how this works here too. I know you're thinking that we still want to use a stapler. I'll tell you why. Oh, bro, you see that? My hand was right here holding it.
Bro, you about lost your life.
See, that's why I like that idea, because it, I think it's going to be a lot stronger. I left the clip.
You're backwards, bro.
Oh shoot! I actually looked at it and thought I went the right way. Stupid. Get excited with this. You know what I'm saying? This is what reminds me of the Paslow.
I don't think I was ever a fan of the Paslow.
Oh, dude, it's perfect for this.
I always had trouble with the Paslow.
Well, everybody did. That's why they discontinued it, because it was trash. But the concept was good.
Here, like try this though.
Okay. See what it does, like just a little bit of deformity. Yeah, this is quiet. It's quick.
I mean, right where the staple goes in. We'll cap that. You'll never see that.
Oh, so you're one of those guys, huh? Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Look. See that?
You'll never, ever.
I'm looking at it right now.
You'll never see that.
Okay, whatever. Why can't you let me think it's cool?
It is a cool tool.
Another plus of the nail. It's definitely pulling this out versus a staple like you can do. You know, if we're not going to be able to get our fascia on in time, you know, I'm just looking at what's best for the customer, Greg. I want to use the best. I wonder about cost. Like a box of
roofing nails
versus.
How much was a box of
staples?
Staples.
I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Regardless, this is gonna be killer for doing.
That's crazy fast.
Oh, Greg, it's three a second, bro.
Okay. We're gonna hit a screw. A screw's gonna go right into one of those nails. And
You won't hit one. We will not hit a screw on one of those nails.
Here, wait.
I was just gonna say, let's measure it.
Measure it.
So yeah, it's probably gonna be that guy right there. I hope we hit it, and then we can be like.
So we're up here.
Greg, I just want you to know the only reason I'm going to the Milwaukee stapler over the DeWalt coil gun is because it has a belt clip on it. Oh, but that is really quick.
Lighter, it fits in the groove better. It's like meant for soffit.
I know you're right, man. I just wanted to argue
you didn't
today.
Grab the 9-inch benders, did you?
We've had too nice of a day where
you didn't grab the 9-inch benders, did you?
We haven't argued or anything.
But you didn't grab the 9-inch benders.
I'm sorry. Was I the guy that loaded up the list with tools?
That was your one job. I told you.
You want me to take back everything I said about you? I'm gonna edit this out, and I'm just gonna say about you. All right, let's go to bump fire mode so I can go ham sandwich on this. You probably want to go get those 9-inchers anyway, don't you?
Are they 9 or are they 6?
Depends on which ones you want.
They're 6.
Well, we got 9-inchers, don't we?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we have 9-inch and 6-inch and the 4-inch. I brought the 4-inchers up.
We just have too many tools.
Bro, what? Did you just say we have too many tools?
Yeah.
Bro, you know how many people watching right now are saying, Kyle, I'll never say that you have too many tools, because they understand the significance of having the right tool for every different application.
So we need 10 of the same right tools?
I understand using the DeWalt coil nailer is cool.
I already knew. That's why I would have picked the Milwaukee over the DeWalt when it came to size.
No, you would have picked the Milwaukee over the DeWalt because it's lighter. I know what Milwaukee's paying you to say that.
Yeah, can't you see my color scheme today?
I know. It's so sad. The YouTube people, they don't even know what to believe anymore because we're getting paid so much money by all the brands to just hawk their tools.
Such a sellout.
Like, we don't care about what is going to make our job easier, faster, stronger, better, cheaper, like all those. We don't care about that. All we care about is that quick check from the tool manufacturer. I don't care about my YouTube followers spending their money on stupid tools, because if they pay me a lot of money to hawk them, I'm doing it, man. Are you with me? That's why I do my weekly tools day, dude. I just want companies to keep sending me tools and writing me checks to sell their tools for them, you know?
I think we need to make a foods day.
Explain that to me. Like, give me more information, because it sounds like it's up my alley if they're gonna pay us. Like, that's all I care about. So
we get people to send us out meals, snacks,
okay,
you name it, anything to do with food.
Okay.
We review it on Friday, or we put the video out on Friday, and we call it Foods Day.
But are we getting checks?
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting checks and food?
The only way we eat the food is if we get paid.
Oh yeah, this sounds great, dude. Like,
or if they want the free trial, They sell us the food and we won't say anything about it. We'll just eat it.
Sometimes I have to do that with tool companies. I'll use it, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it unless you pay me. And once you pay me, I'm gonna let everybody know that the new DeWalt coil nailer is great, but I love this Milwaukee Narrow Crown 18 gauge stapler for running soffit. There's just nothing like it.
So wait, you talked about both of them right there. Do you getting paid by both of them?
See, I was able to just tell people how good they both were. Not because I cared that they found the tool
That is a
to
good
do their
tool,
job.
but because you're getting paid by both of them. I understand.
I mean, forget being a nice guy. Forget doing people, you know, a service by helping them make good educated decisions on what tools they're gonna buy. Like,
give me my money.
Kyle and Greg, are they joking? Are they getting paid? I'm joking. I will never lie to you on this channel and tell you to go get a tool that I think is garbage. Milwaukee has never paid me $1 to support their tools, ever. I've never gotten a check from Milwaukee. I like these trims, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not always like that. I want to leave that one. Leave that one a little loose. Or maybe tighten this one up.
So now if you're looking at this eave trim right here, this is specific for standing seam, and this is what our hem of our standing seam is going to get locked onto. So this piece of trim is what's going to keep our roof from flapping up, because remember, this is not a structural piece of steel that's going on the roof. That's why we have sheathing. It will get screwed on the leading edge, but then there'll be a 16-inch wide panel that will just be floating over top of this surface, and it will get locked into our eave and then screwed at the very top underneath of our ridge cap. So this is important. This guy right here, you guys might be saying, well, I think you should have ice and water. If I was doing an asphalt shingled roof that had lots of grooves and a place for ice dams to work their way up, I would do it. This is a standing seam roof with no fasteners. I'm not worried about this. You know, one of the things a lot of people always ask is, where do you guys get your soffit? Do you cut it? No, we get it from MWI. MWI makes a lot of components for the post frame industry. So they pre-cut all of our soffit, and it's coated by the exact same paint as our supplier, Metal Sails. So it's a perfect color match every time. It's made of 29 gauge steel, so it's not an aluminum soffit. It's a lot more durable, heavy duty. Nice work, man.
I got this one. This one's me.
You can do it, man. I know you can.
What do you see, Kyle?
Looks good.
Good. I do like the feel of like the grip on the.
Yeah, the Festool is very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not the most powerful. It's not the fastest. Battery life is decent. I haven't had an issue, but it's not. It's pretty unmatched in comfort. I mean, I think the triple hammer is the best all around still.
Yeah.
I still think that that's just a great driver, but you know, you can't beat the comfort of that. That's a really comfortable drill. Well, that was a good way to end the day, to finally get some color up on the building. We started with our soffit fascia and that eave trim, which is specific for standing seam. So that's going to allow us to hem the end of the panel. That way we don't have to add any screws to the bottom and to fasten it. It's going to actually lock around that piece of trim with the hem and keep a nice tight joint, not allow any of that water up in there. And if it does, we've got that nice hem on that trim detail. So it's a really good, rock solid detail for standing seam. I'm excited to share with you guys how that progresses, what the process is. So if the standing seam roofing details are something that you're interested in, definitely hit that subscribe button. You want to stick around and see how this turns out. We've got valleys, we've got ridges, we've got, you know, a lot of different details to tie in on this building, and I'll take you through as much as I can. If you got questions, if you've got any comments or anything like that, make sure you drop that down below in the comments section so I can read those and try to hit those topics when I'm making the content throughout the day, because obviously we're working. It's sometimes not as easy if I don't have something in my mind that people are looking for. So thanks a lot, appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys on the next video.